Hello everybody and welcome back to the Lion Ball Pool channel. My name is Max and today we are going to be having a little exhibition series with a few of my friends trying out some of the new rules from the recent rules video. This is the 2.2 rules update with the yellow card in effect. What this effectively means is that now in Lion Ball you can hit the black ball once in your shot and you won't lose the game. When I say once in your shot, I mean once in the game. And as a result, this can kind of reduce the risk, which is quite nice, as I play a nice attack shot there to put my team 1-0 up. I'm playing on the Reds. We're doing a little set of doubles. Chris and Alex currently on a team. I'm playing on the Reds as well. So yeah, just getting back into this new rule. Effectively, you can hit the black ball once per game and you won't lose the point. The first time you hit it, you get a yellow card. The second time, you will immediately lose. The only caveat to that rule is if you hit the black ball and it goes out of the scoring zone on the first go, you would also immediately lose. We still have some of the other new rules that were introduced in Lion Ball 5 Strikes, where you have to hit a cushion or hit a ball that is in active play, just like Alex did there, where she both hit the red and also hit the cushion as well. You only have to do at least one of those, otherwise your shot would reset. They're the kind of newer rules. I'm playing with Joel at the moment. We are a team of two and we are playing against Chris and Alex. I think we might even see the rule come into effect here if Joel's doesn't reach. Yeah, his ball did not reach a cushion, so it resets back to the line. If Joel doesn't hit a cushion or doesn't hit a ball that's already in play again, he will lose that red. So it's a nice rule that encourages people to be more attacking, less defending. It's worked really well. That was a rule that was suggested by Sam Lazarus of the Dover Pool League, and it just about makes it, which is a nice shot there. But what I must also say is this new yellow card rule was suggested by Luke Terry of Ultimate Pool. He came in and made that suggestion. It was a really nice one. We were doing a little podcast at the end of last year and he came through with that suggestion and we've implemented it in the game. There we go, from Chris, nice shot there on the yellows. Chris, always a very attacking Lion Ball player. And if you've never seen Lion Ball before, you don't know what's going on with this game, with these rules, how we're playing, make sure you go back and watch last week's video. It is a really good representation of how to play, as I play a very interesting shot, a good shot I think, to get two reds tucked away in the corner. That is 2-1 to my team on the Reds. As I said, if it's all new to you, our new rules video is a very comprehensive guide as to play the game entirely. It's got every rule, not just the new ones. So if you are totally brand new, I would suggest going back and watching that one, as it's my most comprehensive summary yet of the game. My name is Max Barrett, by the way. I am the inventor of Lion Ball, hence why we're making videos on the channel every single week. We upload a new video every Tuesday, and we are here today at the East Station Canterbury Snooker Club, and we are playing a couple of games of doubles just to get used to these new rules. Currently no one's hit the black ball yet, no one's even used up their yellow card. I do think it makes people take more risky plays, which is quite nice. It's opened up the game, it's made games last longer rather than those really quick games that end when you hit the black ball really early. Now you might think, what's the point in even playing near the black ball? Well, it's good to play near the black ball because it means the balls there are safe. They're very difficult to hit out of the score zone if they are next to the Jeopardy ball. But it's high risk and high reward. And we've often seen in Lion Ball that risk has been too high. People hit the black ball, games end very quickly. If you watch the Lion Ball League qualifiers from the end of last year, we had a lot of problems with balls being too easy to knock against the black ball, games ending too quickly, and we've taken on that feedback to make that improvement to the game, and I think it's gone quite a long way. So here we go, I'm stepping up now and playing a nice attack shot. Still haven't used our black ball hit. You've just seen Joe walk into the screen. He's talking to Chris at the back, just shake his hand. And Joe will also be joining us for some games as well. We'll be rotating and swapping out who the teams are just to try different combinations of players. Alex Durham, who is currently stood over the table, she is quite new to Lion Ball, but she has been a great advocate of the game and really got stuck into the rules. She runs I think a pool team in Canterbury, so she's a very seasoned pool player, and that's a really nice attacking shot there to get both balls in the score zone. Joel is probably going to have to play a very similar shot if he is going to get that across. Why are we doing this little exhibition series? We are doing this to test the new rules and also to prepare for a mini tournament we have coming up, which is going to be called Line Ball Yellow Card Championship, featuring the 4 players involved. I will not be playing in it myself. I will simply be refereeing and invigilating and commentating, kind of like I am today. This is a much more relaxed tournament format. It's not the usual level of line ball production. I'm just filming it on my phone. We're just having some relaxed games with friends. It's not quite as serious as some of our other tournaments that have a lot more players and more equipment and more prizes. That will be coming up soon. We've got loads more cool stuff coming. But I must also ask, if you've been a more longer-term follower of Line Ball, what did you think of the recent 5 Strikes tournament? We had a lot of fun making it. It's our most unique tournament, and we're definitely going to bring back that format again. It was certainly the most unique format we have had, and I think that it's gone down the best with players because of the variety of shots and games and things you get to try, because everything's happening so fast. You get to kind of stay near the table for quite a lot of time, which is really good for players who want to have a few games and not be sort of stood around waiting, which can be pretty common during pool tournaments. That is pretty normal. On their last shot, they use their yellow card. So I think the last shot is usually a good time to save your yellow card for. I'm going to have to play an attacking shot. I've also got the yellow card still, and I have used it, and I brought their yellow out of the score zone, which I believe means that myself and Joel have won. We're just counting up the balls. And we've won. We win 6-5. Myself and Joel win on the reds. Chris and Alex losing at the end. My attack shot really being the difference maker there in us getting across. That was a really tough one, you know. That was really, really, really close. But we have won, and that's a good, nice sort of start. So Joel played some really good shots there. I think he knocked one of our reds out, so he's still getting used to the angles a little bit. It's not as much of Joel's game as it is mine. And as you can see here, we're bringing in the line ball rack. This has been drumming up a lot of attention recently. As of the time of recording, this was 3D printed by my dad, and it's gone through a few iterations to make sure all the balls are in the proper alignment and all the yellows and reds are evenly spaced so that the players know exactly where to be hitting it from, and there's no sort of wiggle room on it. Because before, when we didn't really have this rack, there was kind of a rule where you could adjust the ball a little bit, and yeah, if the line of reds and yellows has been interrupted, there is a bit of wiggle room we do allow, but we do try to avoid it so the balls are certainly in the same space for both teams, so there's no unfair advantage. And having a physical rack is really the best way for us to do that. So let me know if you're interested in learning more about the rack. It's obviously a very unique design, looks very different, drums up a lot of interest and attention, especially in pool bars where people have never heard of line ball, which is quite common given how new my game is, and I really appreciate everyone who has got involved and played on these videos. So I am playing with Joe in this game. I was with Joel in the last game, but I'm playing with Joe this time as I struggle to spot the black. Needs to hit one more cushion. That's going to be a... oh no, we can't have that spot. There we go. 1, 2 cushions, and we are ready to go. That should have actually hit 3 cushions. That would not have been a legal random spot in a game of line ball if we were playing this properly, but I think I looked away and assumed that it did hit the cushion. Luckily, this is not being treated as a serious competition because I have made a mistake there. I am playing with Joe. He's played a good shot there, keeps that ball. Oh, it might not be quite in, but Joe, he's probably one of the sort of newest players to this session. It's his first time on the table for the day, so he's adjusting to the speed. Joe has played a little bit of line ball before, but not for a few years. And Chris with the double kiss. He is the most experienced line ball player, making quite a rookie error, but you know, Chris has played so much line ball that he's bound to have these things happen. And then I retaliate with a shot equally as bad, losing that ball. It is out the score zone, that red. It is Chris versus Joel now in the... well, Chris and Joel now, I should say. They're on a team. Chris and Joel versus myself and Joe. Really nice shot from Joel. I think he's really got those under control now, those ones where you bring a ball in from the play zone into the score zone. It's a really important aspect of line ball, and another one is those attack shots. But as you can see, Joe hasn't left that red in the score zone, so I will need to attempt to bring that in later. Currently it is only 1-1, so as good as it is that Joe has removed that ball and put it out of bounds, we've still got a lot of work to do. Chris playing a shot there, actually making life a little bit easier for us, I think. With where those two reds are on the right hand side, that would have been trouble before the yellow card rule. But now we have the yellow card rule, I feel much more safe kind of trying to play into this and hit them both. And I've managed to bring 2 in, and I haven't even used our yellow card. So it is now 3 and 2. Oh no, I've just heard Chris call it with me. It's actually 4-2. So we're in a really good spot here. And here we go with Joel. He is seeing what he wants to do. I think Joel will play an attack shot. He needs to kind of get learning with those ones, as it's a bit less common for him, but he still manages to bring a ball out. 1 in and 1 straight out. So the score is now 3-2 to the Reds. Myself and Joe versus Chris and Joel. Lovely shot there from Joe. But it has actually made the score 1-1. Even though we've got a lot of balls in the playing zone right now, we are not really scoring. And actually for Chris, this is one where it's his bread and butter to go for those reds against the backboard and try and hit it. You know, that red you can see right in the score zone. Oh, but he's not going for it. Oof. I need to stop that one. And he might knock the yellow in, but he hasn't. And they still haven't used their black ball hit. It's actually 2-1 because I did forget that red on the right hand side is actually in. Kind of doesn't look like it's in, but it does just creep into the score zone. And I have used our black ball hit just to open up that space a little bit and put a little bit of jeopardy on that side of the table. Joel and Chris have not used their black ball hit there. They still have that available. I'm just resetting Joel's balls a little bit because the line was knocked, as we were discussing earlier. Probably in a real tournament setting, we could bring the rack back in and readjust that. Joel is going to go for an attack shot on that red at the back. This is the shot I thought Chris was going to go for. Joel hasn't quite got the angle, and it is going to stay in. So it is still 3-2 to the Reds as Chris goes to jump in to take the shot. So Joe is going to try and bring this red on the left side in, or maybe not. It's just to score one. He's got it in. It is currently 4-2. So if they want to get a draw, all Chris has to do is attack shot the one in the middle out. But if he wants to go for the win, he'll probably need to go into that pack in the corner. So a lot of choice. He can't go down the left very easily because of those balls in the score zone. He is going to try and maybe even bring that yellow in that's in the play zone. He's going to try and bring the yellow in. He's hit the black, so it doesn't lose the game because of where it ends. And actually, they've won. He spun it around. He got one of our balls out the score zone, and he's got 2 of his in, or 1 of his in, and it's now 3-2 to the yellows. So Chris and Joel win against myself and Joe from a really tough position. A lovely shot to end from Chris, and he hit the black, but I think that's a really good use of the red card rule, or the yellow card rule, where he saved it to his very last shot. So it is, now that we have that rule, it is going to be so much easier if you are playing and you still have your yellow card and your opponent doesn't have the yellow card. So we're going to conclude the video there today for this episode. We've got more doubles action in an exhibition setting coming to you in next week's episode, and then we have the yellow card tournament straight after that. So thank you all so much for watching as I fumble the balls on the rack, and we will see you next week for the next video.